Good morning and welcome to Friday's edition of the program Talk Sport right here on Global TV. Coming away live and direct from Nigeria's capital city of Abuja. We are counting down to the much talk about cracker between the Super Eagles of Nigeria and the indomitable Lions of Cameroon in the round of 16 of the ongoing African Cup of Nations in faraway Ivory Coast. We'll be looking at of course, to give you first-hand information between the two countries, and veteran Michel Obi will be joining us all the way in Ivory Coast, and of course, Basil will be joining us from a city in Cameroon called Buea. He will be joining us live to tell us the expectation of Nigerians in that part of the country. Buea, I'm told, is in the south, of course, southwest region of the Republic of Cameroon. We are told a handful of Nigerians, the expectation is high. Good morning and welcome to the program Talk Sport. And I am Clinton Agbo, welcoming you to a very special moment that we are counting down to a moment described by many as a do-or-die tournament, which is Nigeria versus Cameroon. Let's take a break. When we come back, there will be more. A lot of things are happening. Coaches have been sacked. Coaches are leaving because they failed to make it to the round of 16. It's all about football. Football is results, and if the results are not coming, the coaches are the first casualties. Welcome on board once again. Let's take a break. When we come back, it will be more on the program Talk Sport right here in Nigeria's capital city, and this is Global TV welcoming you. Strongly believe that you are tuned to the program Talk Sport right on Global TV, Nigeria's capital city. We are taking a look at the round of 16 and the ongoing African Cup of Nations in Ivory Coast. Let's tell you that Morocco coach Wadli Ragulu has been suspended for 4 games and fined a total of $5,000 by the Confederation of African Football, CAF. The 2 matches of his ban have been suspended for a year, but the 48-year-old missed Morocco's finals Group F game against Zambia at the 2023 African Cup of Nations final, which was decided on Wednesday. Rakuku will also miss the last 16 game against South Africa on Tuesday because the Lions will be taking on South African national team, talking about Bafana. Unless an appeal by the Moroccan Football Federation, RMFF, is successful. The sanction relates to post-match incident following Morocco's 1-1 draw with Democratic Republic of Congo on Sunday. In a statement, the RMFF described CAF's decision as incomprehensible because of the fact that the coach Regula did not violate the value of fair play. A CAF discipline board also fined Democratic Republic of Congo Football Association and the RMF a total of $20,000 each following their incident, but did not publicly explain its decision. World Football Governing Body and AFCON podcast must show surprise. Everything you need to know about AFCON 2023 match between Morocco and Democratic Republic of Congo at the Stade Laurent Poco is in Sport Paru was also put unsuccessfully. As far as we're concerned, the both have been suspended. The Morocco Football Federation was also handed an additional $10,000 fine for the use of smoke bombs by Moroccan supporters during their match, although half of the amount is suspended. Too bad for Morocco, and let's hope if they can scale through without their coach as they take on 1990 champions, talking about Bafana of South Africa. As they're talking about happenings in the ongoing African Football Cup of Nations, let's tell you that Zimbabwe have banned Wesley Masavi and Branda Voto from cricket for their 4-month tie as they were found guilty of recreational drug they used. The pair will not mix any international as Zimbabwe do not have a match scheduled in their time. A third play battle, 30 years, Calvin Seke was also suspended pending hearing, having also tested positive for recreational drug. Kasula last played for Zimbabwe in 2021 and will face a hearing. Meanwhile, Mafia and Mutu, both all-rounded, age 23 and 26 respectively, were originally suspended pending a hearing in December after they failed their tests. Harvard has played 2 tests, 26 one-day international and 60 220, however failed in his own situation. Both were part of the squad that saw their team progress in December in the Zimbabwe loss to a 2-0 win. As well as their band, they have also been fined half of their salaries for the next 3 months. Zimbabwe Cricket says that it's considering some integral factors that will help reposition the game. Away from that, let's take it straight to Ghana because letters report reaching us not too good with Ghana. But before Ghana, let's tell you that Gambia is also in the news. Thomas Sankey has resigned as coach of Gambia after the Scorpions suffer a group stage exit from the 2023 ongoing African Cup of Nations. The West African finished bottom of Group C after losing all their 3 games with 3-2 defeats by the indomitable Lions of Cameroon, rounded off their campaign. Stanford was appointed in 2018 and led the side to the quarterfinals of the 2021 edition of AFCON in their debut. However, the Belgians could not repeat those heroic moments in Ivory Coast and has been sent packing. Gambia were indeed mixed a lot of tactics in their game. The Gambia Football Federation said in a message posted on the website that Gambia were 168 in the world ranking when Safia took charge on July 2018, and 50-year-old departed after showing that he could not do much that is expected. Their 3-2 loss to Cameroon in Bouakwa was their 100th game as an international coach. The Scorpions were the lowest ranked team in 2021 finals but beat Mauritania, Tunisia and Guinea on their way to the last 8, where they were beaten 2-0 by the Heroes of Cameroon. They opened their 2023 AFCON campaign with a 3-0 defeat by defending champions, the Teranga Lions of Senegal, and then fell to 0-1 loss against a fellow West African side Guinea. Safia has coached a national side in 4 different FIFA confederations and has extensively experience in Africa, having previously managed Namibia, Zimbabwe, Ethiopia, Malawi, as well as Togo. The Gambia endure a difficult build-up to this year's finals in Ivory Coast with a squad caught in separate conversation that made it difficult for them. Let's take a break. When we come back, perhaps our coach, Armand, will be joining us to tell us more about the game between the Super Eagles of Nigeria and the indomitable Lions of Cameroon. Don't go away. This is Talk Sport coming away from Global TV, Nigeria's capital city, Abuja. The African Cup of Nations is what many are talking, but for us, Nigeria, our hope is coming home with the African Cup of Nations. The squad in our telephone chat with His Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, through the Sport Minister, demanded that they will do all things possible to ensure victory, and of course invited Mr. President to watch their final game, which is hoping that on the 11th of next month, Nigeria will be in the final. But before that, Nigeria will have to knock out Cameroon on their way in the round of 16. Talking about the round of 16, let's tell you that Mohamed Saleh says he is convinced he will win the African Cup of Nations with his side, talking about the Egyptian side, sooner or later. The Liverpool-powered Saleh is said to miss his country next two games with muscle injury he sustained during their 2-2 draw with Ghana on Thursday. The Pharaohs must beat Cape Verde in the final group game on Monday, in which they have done in style and advanced to the next stage of the competition. I would love to win if possibly, the 31-year-old said. Of course, he's not in Ivory Coast as we speak, but it's expected that his body and soul is with the Pharaohs of Egypt. Saleh was a strong man, but he will not be part of the team. Let's take you straight to Ghana, where letters report reaching us that Ghana have sacked Coach Chris Huxton after the group stage exit from the 2023 ongoing African Cup of Nations in Ivory Coast. The Black Stars finished on 2 points in Group B, drew 2-2 with both Egypt and Mozambique following their 2-1 defeat by Cape Verde in the opener. Ghana had distant hopes of progressing on the next stage of the competition, even on 4 points, and they were since eliminated. Huxton had been appointed as coach of Ghana in February last year. Chris Huxton has been relieved of his duties with immediate effect. Letters report coming all the way from Ghana Football Association, talking about GFA. The statement said the Executive Council has also taken a decision to dissolve the technical team of the Black Stars of Ghana. The GFA will, in the coming days, provide a roadmap on the future and direction of the Black Stars of Ghana. Former Newcastle United and Brighton boss Huxton began working as technical advisor for the 4 times continental champion in February 2022. He replaces Otto Addo as boss after Addo stepped down following their 2022 World Cup in Qatar, where Ghana finished bottom of Group H with 1 win from 3 matches. Ghana also exits in the 2021 African Cup of Nations in Cameroon at the group stage, and the West African suffered the same fate in Ivory Coast. The GFA said it was 100% behind Huxton after a fan had verbally attracted the referee, the coach, I beg your pardon, in their defeat against Cape Verde. It had looked like the 65-year-old would gain the Black Stars position, but he has been sent packing. Let's see if Michel Obi is already on the line with us, telling us the situation in the camp of the Super Eagles. But while we wait for veteran sport journalist Michel Obi, let's tell you that Ghana sitting in Group B were one of those teams that won't believe that they would have made it to the next stage of the competition. But as we speak, the Black Stars of Ghana are no longer. Let's go straight to our telephone line and find out if Michel is with us on the line to tell us more about the ongoing African Cup of Nations. He was among the delegation from the country, Nigeria, that arrived and went straight to visit the camp of the Super Eagles. They are in good spirit, and of course, everyone is in high spirit, waiting for tomorrow's cracker. It will be a moment the 2 countries, only one will go, and Nigeria looks set to make it to the next stage of the competition. Let's take another break. Glad to have you back on the program. Talk Sport right here in Nigeria's capital city. All is set for tomorrow's cracker between the Super Eagles of Nigeria and the indomitable Lions of Cameroon. One man who has seen it all. He knows all about African football is veteran Michel Obi, immediate past president of AIPS. He is in Ivory Coast for the entire African country, but his focus is in the game between the Super Eagles and the Lions of Cameroon, which he knows very well. Michel Obi, bonjour and welcome to the program. Okun. Talk to him, man. Yeah, Michel, I know that you're already in Ivory Coast, but you are very close. You were in Douala, and Yaoundé, you saw the Lions. And today the Lions will be meeting a team that you love so much. Both teams, you are very close with them. On your CV, you have spent some time in Cameroon, and you have the Nigerian blood running in you. Michel, looking at the Super Eagles of today and the indomitable Lions, compared to the one you watched at home soil when they ran away with the African Cup of Nations, these two teams, Michel, one must survive, but I know your blood is with the Super Eagles. Tell us a little about these two teams. To do what? Yeah, Michel, please, can you unmute your audio? We can't hear you, Michel. Please, can you unmute your audio, please? Let's hope that your audio is a challenge. Please, can you unmute your audio so that we can get to clean and clear? Michel Obi is a veteran sport journalist joining us all the way from Ivory Coast. It appears his audio is quite a little bit challenging, but let's see if we can get him back on track. Hello? They must talk about African Cup of Nations. We sincerely apologize for that mix-up there, but hopefully we'll be taking you back to Ivory Coast where Michel Obi, a one-time great man, master of sport himself, will be telling us the situation as far as the teams that have made it to the round of 16 currently in Ivory Coast for the African Cup of Nations. Of course, we know the Super Eagles of Nigeria have made it. Equatorial Guinea will be taking on Guinea. These are two neighbors. They will have to meet themselves, just like Nigeria taking on Cameroon. Egypt will be up against Democratic Republic of Congo without the services of one great man, talking about Saleh of Liverpool, who will not be in that game, while the Teranga Lions will be going for their fourth win in the ongoing African Cup of Nations. They've got a total of 100% from the beginning in the group stage, and they have a game against Congo, while of course against host Ivory Coast it will be a game to follow. Let's see if we have our man back joining us. Perhaps the signals from Ivory Coast will be much better. Hello, Michel.
Yes, good to see you on the tube, looking bright. I hope the sound is good this time. Is it better?
Yes, Michel, we can hear you now clearly. I would like to say the language in Ivory Coast is bonjour. Am I right?
Yeah, bonjour. We are all in the mood now to say bonjour and bonne journée.
Merci beaucoup. Michel, you are a veteran. You have seen all as far as football is concerned. The Super Eagles of today.
I'm not a veteran. No, I'm still very active and young.
The Super Eagles of today and the indomitable Lions of today. Eto is not in the pitch. Jojo Okocha is not in the pitch. But you are in the middle between the two teams. These are two teams you love so much. Michel, tell us, how will it look like on Saturday? Where are the weak points in both teams? What advantage does this team has over the other?
Thank you very much. Let me say that Eto, JJ, they will not be on the pitch, but they will have their hearts on the pitch. Because in that stadium inside Felix Houphouët-Boigny's, you have so many stars fighting for
this thing you're doing is
their presence. Fighting for their presence, and that will be something to behold, to see the stars even on the VIP getting to battle. I remember the 2019 game against Cameroon, where you had the fight between Nwankwo Kanu and Eto Fields on the sidelines. It was a battle for the control of the hearts of the fans, and I think Nwankwo Kanu won that. He won that battle. But talking about the strength of the team, the Cameroonian team, the Lions, have not looked like the Lions we know. They have not shown the kind of aggression in attacking football that they were famed for. And we are looking for the outstanding players. Maybe with the return of Vincent Aboubakar, who has been training, and I don't know how fit he will be because he has not played in this competition so far. But he's a real old lion in the winter, and he can be very dangerous even if you give him only a few seconds in the game. Of course, the Cameroonian team looked all around shaky in the defense, and I think if the Nigerian attack comes alive, we may be seeing a Lions that may be torn to the shreds. But then this lion can fight when they are wounded, and that's the strength of the expectation. Nobody is sure exactly what team will be presented tomorrow by the 20 hours kickoff inside the beautiful Houphouët-Boigny Stadium facing the lagoon. And the grass, for me, looks more attractive than the grass at the new stadium in Bingpe. So it's football that will win tomorrow. And looking at it, the best team from this game will be taking on Namibia and Angola, the winner of the first game of the day. So it's everything to play for. Nigeria and Cameroon have met 17 times, and 3 finals Cameroon have had it. They even came to rub salt in Lagos when they won. Of course, you remember that penalty shootout. Since then, the National Stadium has never been the same when Cameroon won in 2000. But I was here in Abidjan in 1984, still very fresh in the business as the editor sports of the Guardian newspaper. I came to, this was my first big break covering the Nations Cup. And Cameroonians were down in the first half. They couldn't understand how Nigerians took the lead, and they came back powerfully. That was a game we had the younger brother of blessed memory of Emmanuel Okala keeping against perhaps the expectations of so many who had seen Peter Rufai keeping in the semi-final against Egypt and winning that semi-final, only for coach Adegboye Onigbinde to change the goalkeeper at the last moment. Of course, coach Adegboye Onigbinde, a chief in Modakeke, remains the first Nigerian coach to take the team to the final of the Nations Cup. But you know who won it? We have Stephen Okechukwu Keshi of blessed memory, who became the first Nigerian coach to win the Nations Cup, not only as a player, but also as a coach. And that's perhaps why this Nations Cup is very special. We've had our good times against Cameroon in the World Cup, where we stopped them going. That was the last World Cup we attended before we couldn't make it into Qatar. Of course, the Cameroonians wait for the big moment to really keep us quiet. But this time it's going to be different because Nigerians say they want to do it again. And for them to do it again, they first have to do it against the Lions.
From the Cameroon side, if you are close to the man of the match, we are talking about the reigning African Footballer of the Year. What angle will you want him to penetrate to jump over the Boya Mountain that Cameroon will be posting tomorrow?
Real Boya Mountain. Victor Ikweba has not lived up to his billing. He's the poster boy of this tournament, and many people expect him to be getting the goals. Indeed, his catalogue of misses has become another story to tell. Some people say he came to Abidjan with the trophy, and every night he sleeps, he's thinking about the trophy instead of thinking about the game. This is the match that is made for him. This is the match that will, as they say, do the pancake for him as the African Player of the Year. He needs to go beyond just clapping for good passes. He needs to score and clap for himself. And Nigerians want to see Victor Ikweba showing us why his name is Victor. Victory is what he needs to lead the team to. Of course, he needs to be fed, and that's the big worry from the midfield. Who are the players in that midfield? Is it Alex Iwobi? He too has not been consistent, but on his day when he finds his form, he can be a good player in that middle of the park. And let's look at the Eagles against the Ivorians. The defense looked like they were at the top of Boya Mountain. Can they provide even a hill for the Lions to climb? It's a difficult proposition. The Lions, interestingly, have not looked so solid in the red. Of course, many people are praying for Onana. Onana, come back to the post so that we can have our own 2 goals. They believe that anytime Onana is there, he will concede. So Nigerians here are looking whether Onana will be in goal. I think Rigo Besson, the captain who led them to carry the trophy in Lagos in 2000, is the coach. And he understands the dynamics of this kind of game. Eto also knows what to tell the boys. And against Nigeria, they have a way of really raising their game. So it's fight to finish. But don't expect too much when these 2 giants meet. You'll be laughing at yourself at how this result will pan out. It will not be the kind of goal you expect. I can say that my crystal ball is not looking so clear. But from the oracle, I can tell you that one careless goal will win this game.
Okay, Bishop, let's look at the streets of Abidjan. How many orange jersey can you still see after their humiliation 4-0 by the team from Equatorial Guinea. What is the situation like? The supporters of the Elephants, are they as big as Elephant itself, or they are waiting for a result that will wipe their tears?
The conviviality is back. The Ivorians have found their ginger.
Okay.
And suddenly they think that Felix Houphouët-Boigny will resurrect in his village and come to their rescue. They are calling on his spirit that this is the moment for the Ivorians. The streets have been alive again. Only last night, the party continued. The joy of coming back from the dead, so to speak. And so you can't deny them this second chance. And second chance, I can tell you, can be very dangerous. Some people say somewhere God wants them to get to the final and they have to first beat the champion. Will that day come on Monday inside the 35,000 capacity stadium in Yamoussoukro? Yamoussoukro is the administrative capital, and that's the village of Houphouët-Boigny. Some people say the Lions may just find themselves inside the artificial lake in Yamoussoukro. It's going to be tough. Sebastian Haile, the one who has been pampered, the coach brought him. He couldn't get to use him until the coach got sacked. And now he's been training. Will he start the game? Ivorians believe he's their magic man from the dark. He's coming to show what he can give. Let's see how it goes. I love this confrontation. There is something about Ivory Coast and Senegal. When Ivory Coast won its first Nations Cup, they did it right there in Dakar. They did it in Dakar. That final, the final which they stopped Ghana. And there's something about Ivory Coast winning the Nations Cup. On 2 occasions, they've beaten Ghana and penalties. So painful. But will Senegal come to Cote d'Ivoire to win or defend their title? They've looked magistral. They've looked majestic. Indeed, these Lions are complete in every part, every sector of the game, except perhaps the goalkeeping, where Mendy, one-time world best goalkeeper, has not shown that he has those same qualities. But they say class is permanent, form is temporal. Let's just believe that his form is not as excellent as the class.
FIFA rank African best team Morocco, and looking at their result in the last World Cup, do you think Morocco can go beyond, aiming to semi-finals? On paper, Morocco looks superb, like the Frenchman would say. Any chance for Morocco?
The Moroccans are the Benjamin now of Ivorians. The Moroccans came to the rescue of the Ivorians, and everyone here believes if Cote d'Ivoire is out, all the Ivorians will be backing the Atlas Lions of Morocco. That is the measure of the support energy they can count on. So when Morocco gets to battle, they can be sure that they will have the supporters, and they'll be taking on South Africa. The South Africa stopped Tunisia from getting into the round of 16. Tunisia, they should be home now. One of their top players with 86 cap, Alil Maloul, has called it a day with international football. But this is another North African proposition, the World Cup semi-finalists, and they've not pretended. Since they came to Abidjan or came to Cote d'Ivoire, the Moroccans have shown they mean business. It's a long 48 years they last won the Nations Cup. It's a really long time. If you had a son, he should even be thinking of giving you a grandson. So the Moroccans, they really want to get it right this time, especially now that they are rated as the #1 team in the continent, followed by Senegal. In short, some people are saying it should be a final between Morocco and Senegal. Come to think of it, if Nigeria beats Cameroon, takes on the winner of the Namibia Angola in the quarterfinal, they will be getting to play Morocco. That's if Morocco beats South Africa and gets to the semi-final. So somewhere, somehow, Nigerians may be praying that this Moroccan should go away. let these Moroccans go away. That is perhaps a silent prayer somewhere, but you can be sure that when the boys get going, everything will be in place.
Of course, Michel, I know that on your list now you have seen some coaches that have been sent packing. Do you expect more coaches to come? Gambia coach has gone. Ghana coach also has gone. Do you see some coaches who have made it in the round of 16 leaving very soon? It looks like in Africa, if you fail, you will have to not to fail but to go.
You know what they say about coaches? That there are two types of coaches: those who have been sacked and those who are waiting to be sacked. And if you are a coach, if you understand this, then you will be doing the job very well. As I used to say in The Guardian, when I was editor of The Guardian Express, I used to say that you can't do this job well except you are ready to let it go. And so that way you think about a legacy. So coaches have the business of being sacked and they have the business of being hired. We've seen three. Started with the Ghanaian coach who had the sign of it when a spectator had to go and harass the hell out of him. A supporter had to go and harass the hell out of him. And of course, he didn't waste time to call it a day. The Ghanaians are picking their pieces. They want to start again. I hope this doesn't affect their World Cup for United States, Mexico, and Canada. Of course, the Gambian coach, Semfle, he thought he could use the Gambians to bounce himself back into reckoning as one of Africa's top coaches. But then the Gambians, they gave their best against Cameroon. They were already thinking of the next round, and they forgot that the lion is never dead until it is found dead. And so you have the old man, Le Vieux Gassé of Cote d'Ivoire. He is also gone, 70-year-old. Many people are wondering, how did Cote d'Ivoire get to start thinking about a coach, and they went for a 70-year-old Frenchman? He is gone. There will be many more. And for Nigeria, of course, if Peseiro doesn't get to win tomorrow, nobody will tell him where he kept his return ticket. He should just find any aircraft to Portugal. So he knows that. Just like or
will they cut his salary? Will he agree on
his salary?
Salary cut as usual.
No, they will pay him. We will pay him. He has been paid. We will pay him. So, but he needs to go out there and win. The minister says if there is anybody who believes more than anybody that Nigeria will win, it is Peseiro. So let's believe to believe.
Okay, Michel, before I let you go, you watched the video where the players were speaking to the president through the honorable minister, and we heard the captain saying that one demand is that our sport-loving president should be in Ivory Coast. We don't know, perhaps they're inviting him in the qualifier stages or perhaps on the last day. And the sport minister said the president will surely come on the 11th of February.
Yes, let's see whether we'll do Valentine with the trophy. Valentine's Day will be 3 days from that day. But then the president has shown that he believes in the game. Don't forget, former Green Eagles or Super Eagles players went to the president's house to pray for him to become president. He should not forget that. I remember Taribo West's prayer for Tinubu to become president. In short, that prayer went viral. He prayed as if he was going to faint. So Tinubu should remember in his presidential days that the sportsmen came to help him find his bearing. His wife, we saw the wife supporting the Super Falcons all the way, watching non-stop, even from Australia, early morning game. So it's left for him to know that football is the basis for renewed hope. If you can get it right with football, then our hope perhaps can start the renewal rule. So I don't know whether you'll be there February 11th, but let's get to the bridge. And if we get to the bridge, if there's no water there, then we can cross.
Burkina Faso came very close in 2013, and they'll be taking on Mali. These two teams have not been so superlative, but if you ask me, they're already at the round of 16. Would you want to give it to Burkina Faso or perhaps Mali for consolation of both teams are in West Africa?
The Stallions of Burkina Faso, the team from the land of integrity. That's Burkina.
Yes.
But there is something about Mali. They are the remaining Eagles. Apart from the Super Eagles, you have the Eagles of Mali. One thing about them is that they've also come so close. Even when they hosted, they couldn't get to win. Mali, just like Senegal, have been in the wilderness of the Nations Cup for a long while. It is time enough for them to win the Nations Cup. In 1972, in Cameroon, against Congo, with Salif Keita, they lost it. They have the players now who can carry them far, and they've shown that they can be competitive. But let's see Burkina Faso, finalists in 2013. They too need to win the cup. They hosted it. They couldn't get to win. All these countries, Cote d'Ivoire, Mali, Burkina Faso, they've hosted Nations Cup. They didn't get to win it. So perhaps the support level for these teams are very high. Indeed, when you hear the drums from the supporters club of the Malians and the Burkina Babes, you cannot but join the dance.
It's a neighbors affair, Cameroon, Nigeria, Equatorial Guinea.
You remove the equator from the Guinea and they become brothers.
So what do you think? A team that defeated the host country, will they be shy to go all out against their fellow neighbors, or they will be going just for a one goal different? What actually gave Equatorial Guinea the might to go after Ivory Coast, Big Bros?
What you can't remember is that in 2015, when they hosted, they were semi-finalists. So they've come close. So this has been work in progress. And even in the last Nations Cup in Cameroon, they showed that they have something they can show the world. And they've proven it by keeping that team together. 10 of the players in that Nations Cup are still part of this team. And their president is crazy. As they say, c'est la folie de foot. 1 million euros, or is it dollars, directly to the players, not any surrounding pancake. 1 million euros for beating Cote d'Ivoire 4-0, and then for every goal 200,000 euros for every goal. So you know the goals. So the boys are motivated, and they have the top scorer, the capo canonier of the Nations Cup, Emilio Nsue, with 5 goals. So Equatorial Guinea, nobody wants to play Equatorial Guinea and Cabo Verde. These are two countries. Fear them, dread them. So that is a game to follow. The two Guinean sides, Guinea against Equatorial Guinea. I can stick my head out and say, if you are a betting pundit, go for Equatorial Guinea.
Go for Equatorial Guinea. Cape Verde has made so much progress of recent, and they'll be taking on a team that one could say it will be an easy game for Cape Verde over Mauritania. Looking at Mauritania coming into the African Cup of Nations, they seem not to look like a pushover, but they are meeting a team on record that has a very good position. I'm talking about Cape Verde, Mauritania.
Oh no, the Mauritanians have done the business. They've had their first win in the Nations Cup. What more? Do they want to still go far? In Africa, if you go alone, you go fast. But if you go together, you go far. And I think the team spirit, you cannot deny the Mauritanians, the Lions of Moributon. You cannot deny them the team spirit. And they play very sweet football. The goals they've scored in this competition have been very seductive goals. It's a team that, as a unit, they really go for it. But then against Cabo Verde, made their mark in 2013. When we beat them, we had to take the magic of Victor Moses. Indeed, Moses had to go to to the mountain to really come up with the tricks to beat Cabo Verde. That's how we survived them in 2013. Since then, the team has made steady progress. And to think that they topped their group along with Equatorial Guinea, they are a handful. They are a handful. But Mauritania will give them a good fight. They will give them a good fight. But the good thing about Equatorial Guinea is that they know how to score goals. In this competition, they've been outstanding. Their sense of marksmanship cannot be faulted. So let's look at the boys from Praia, the island, and see whether they will either swim or sink with the guys from Mauritania.
Michel Obi is a great man in Africa, immediate past president of AIPS. You were in Cameroon, and today you are in Ivory Coast. How is the job like covering African Cup of Nations in Cameroon and being part of this? I know you are standing from far as a former AIPS president, but what are you hearing from your boys? Is it as easy how it was in Cameroon, capital with 2 stadiums, or it's 2 stadiums in one city? You are running to the center city, you are running to Olembe Stadium. Tell us how it is in covering this Cup of Nations with an experienced person like you.
Yesterday, I had the opportunity of visiting the media center in the Palais de la Culture, and the working environment there is solid. The biggest problem is the working time. I don't know, the Ivorians have a way of organizing. 6 o'clock, when the media men are beginning to settle down to do their work, that's when they close, and that's not good. The media sometimes like to work deep in the night, especially some of them who have a different time schedule. So that needs to be adjusted. The transportation has been good, moving from one venue to the other, but you can't take away the traffic. Les bouchons, the hold up on match days is something to behold. That's what I'm told. Perhaps I'll get my own experience tomorrow. But the press gallery, I will take a look at that tomorrow and see how the media have been performing. A lot of them, the big problem, of course, for Nigerian sports journalists, it is the exchange rate. They didn't bargain for what they got. The naira has been so battered. As of yesterday, the naira was exchanging at the parallel market for 1,400 naira to $1. And you know what that means? It means CFA, Nigerian naira used to be 3 times the worth of CFA, but now it is CFA that is 2 times the worth of the naira. So guys don't understand what they even to pay for the taxes here. When they get to start thinking about the naira equivalent, they cannot even get to. I think they will be looking for donkeys to climb on. So it's a good one all around. The media, the African journalists. Last night we had the AIPS Africa Awards, 4 categories, and the winners were known. They will be going home with 1,500 euros. There were 4 categories of television, radio, the web, and of course written press. And a Nigerian took the written press. Obiodun Adewale of the Punch newspaper won the written press. So it's the best sports journalist in Africa as of today. You can't deny him that. And he did that by doing a real splendid, mastered piece on Victor Osimhen. How he rose from the ghetto to become the African Player of the Year. It's a story you need to read if you have not read it before.
Okay, Michel, we want to let you go, but tell us a little bit about, from the office of the president of AIPS, where can we find Michel these days?
We are still involved with the business of sports. I remain a sports media solutionist, the vice chairman of Master Sports International, and you know what we do. We provide content. We also manage media and the big players, how to really get the full value for their media engagement, especially in sports. And then, of course, I have my show on Kenny's 104.1 FM.
The Master
It's
Show.
called Sports Salsa, the only sports program you can dance to. It's my retirement beats, even though I'm not a veteran. So we use it, the best of music and the best of sports, and you can dance to it. And that's the difference. And you know, dance is the first sport ever mankind. When mankind came, dance was the first sport. So we respect dance a lot.
And you are in a country that thanks Makosa a lot. I hope that will not influence the result of tomorrow's match.
Magic system. Magic system. Premier Gaou never Gaou. C'est deuxième Gaou qui est Gaou.
Michel, merci beaucoup. Merci beaucoup. I want to say a big thank you to you for finding time to join us on the program Talksport Global TV right here in Nigeria's capital city. Michel Obi, merci beaucoup, grand frère.
Yeah, merci aussi. Mon plaisir d'être dans votre émission. We'll do it someday, but I have thoroughly enjoyed myself because you've really stimulated old memories of some of the good times in African football. This is our feast, and we have to treat it in that fashion. The best of it, and let's enjoy it. And as they say, why not?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. A veteran sports journalist, Michel Obi, immediate past president of a prestigious AIPS president. He is in Ivory Coast to find out what's happening with the entire continent of Africa. He's a big boy when it comes to sport reporting, and he has done so much for Nigeria and for Africa sport generally. Thank you very much for finding time to be with us. Well, that's how far we can go on today's edition of the program Talk Sport right here on Global TV. We took a look on all that is happening in Ivory Coast with special focus on the Super Eagles of Nigeria taking on the indomitable Lions of Cameroon. Until we come your way again on Monday, we'll be celebrating the victory of Nigeria Super Eagles over Cameroon Lions. Merci beaucoup and goodbye.
Thank you.